Hey Westside Ballerinas, Teacher Ashley here, and I am going to give you guys some plie and tendu and dégagé breakdowns today. So right now we are doing classes online, which is such a gift to have, but at the same time we can struggle a little bit with being able to correct you. We do our best. We watch each individual screen and try to shout out some corrections, but now's the time for you guys to dig out all those corrections you've been hearing in class and start applying them yourselves, okay? This is just going to help further you in your dancing while we're at home. So I thought it would be really cool if we took pliés, tendus, and dégagés today, and I'll work through my bar routine for this level and broke it down. Reminded you of many of the corrections that you might hear at this level, so that while you're in class you can be thinking of those things. Yeah, so let's get started. I have my daughter Callie here to help, and forgive me if I'm kind of adjusting the camera some so that you can is ready to do her pliés. Some things we want to remember is that we want to have tight abs and a tight bum, right? Now, when we say tight abs, that doesn't mean you hold your breath and pass out. That means we engage our core. We engage all these muscles right here. When you do a crunch or a sit-up, that's the feeling you want standing up without hovering over. You want nice tight core right here. Your bottom, turn around, I know that's weird. You don't want to sink. So roll your pelvis forward. You don't want to sink this way. It goes down this way, okay? If you sink under, then you're going to shift your hips and then you won't be in line. And we don't want that. So, first position, nice and tall. Now remember, we're not forcing our turnout. We don't want to force our feet open wide because, one, that's not good for our ankles, it's not good for our knees, and it's not good for our hips. They're all connected. So if we're forcing our feet open at the ankle, it's going to affect our knees and our hips. And we want our bodies to last. We want to treat our bodies well while we're using this beautiful art of dance. And so we need to make sure that we're remembering not to force that turnout. While it's beautiful to have a nice open first, and that's our goal, it's okay to take time to get there. So I want you to use that time and don't push yourself further than your body is ready. And that's going to look different for everyone because we're all born with different types of beautiful bodies, and that's okay. Also, we talk a lot in class about rainbows. Callie, roll in on your feet. Did you see that? Where she went forward on her foot? That is not good for your knees. It's putting pressure on your knees. So what I say is rainbows is what I want to see. And that's where I see your arch right here. It's kind of hard to see with ballet shoes on, but if I put my finger in there, there's a little hole. It's called a rainbow, okay? And that's also going to help save your knees for when you're old like me. All right, so we have our rainbows, we have our tight abs, we have our tight booties, we have our straight legs to start, as you can see with Callie. Where is most of our weight? Well, if it's back in our heels and your teacher says, elevate up to, up, are you gonna be able to easily get up to elevate? Go ahead and come down. No, because all your weight is in the back and you have to shift it all to the front. So what you're going to do is you're going to hold most of your weight in that first and second toe. That first and second toe is going to carry most of your weight so that when your teacher says elevate, you can snap right up without any issues. Also here, we want to make sure when we snap up, our heels stay forward. But I'm not going to get off track, and we'll talk more about that later. Okay, so first position, pliés. Excuse me, my camera skills are not up to par, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so demi-plié. Demi-plié is what is always done with our heels down on the ground. Our heels never leave the ground when we do a demi-plié. Not in first, not in second, not in third, not in fourth, not in fifth, not in sixth, okay? They always stay on the ground. Show me a demi-plié, please, Callie. Oh, that's beautiful. You want to make a nice diamond in first position. Please do another. Look at that beautiful diamond she's creating. Her knees are back over her toes. Again. When your knees are back over your toes, that's telling me that you're in a proper first position for your body. Again, that looks different for everyone. If your knees are over your toes, that tells me that you're not hurting your knees as you stand in your first. That your body is ready and capable of how wide open your feet are. This is extremely important, and I'm stressing it so much because I don't want to see injured dancers at such young ages, okay? So again, stretch those knees in first, please. Good. Everything's tight. You're lifting up in these muscles here as you bend down. Ready? Go bend, lift, and lower. Beautiful. Now a grand plie. This is a little bit trickier, and I oftentimes hold off to do grand pliés until I see nice, beautiful technique in their demi pliés. But if you're working on grand pliés, here are some tips and tricks. It's going to be real important that we're using strong bottoms, okay? Strong bottoms is what's going to help you get up and down. Those knees have to stay out over your toes. Beautiful. And I want you to work on getting those heels down as soon as possible as you come up. Ready? Go down. And now when you come up, push those heels down to the ground, okay? We want to see those heels get down right away. It's not physically possible to do it right away, but that's something we're thinking about as we're doing our grand plie. When we're going down, we also don't want to snap our heels up. We want them to just gradually come up as our body tells them to come up. Okay, it's just a natural thing that happens. No snapping. Show a snap. Snap your heels up and go down. And it's where you're going down and you go as you plie. We don't want that. You just want it to gradually happen. Okay, so those are some breakdowns for demi and grand in first. Second position, please, ballerina. In second position, things are a little different as well. In second position, we don't lift our heels in the grand plie. We also want to make sure that our bottom doesn't go past our knees. If our bottom goes past our knees, it just looks icky. Can you show us? It looks like you're kind of sitting and you're not trying your hardest because it is easy to stop at knee level. Nope, you got that right. It's not easy, but that's what we want to see because it shows strength and it shows grace, and it's just so beautiful. So when you're doing your grand plie in second, try to stop at about knee length. When I say that, your bottom doesn't go past your knees. That's about as far as Callie would go, okay? Again, it's not really a diamond anymore because our heels aren't connected, but we still have that nice big grand plie here. Go ahead and show. Yes. Also, when you do a demi plie, this is your time to show body awareness. If we do demi pliés that go far past where the demi position's at, and we start to enter a grand plie, that shows that we don't quite have the body awareness that we need. So that's another thing to focus on. Make sure that we're not just plopping into our pliés, but we're controlling our pliés. Show us another demi plie, please. Demi and stretch. Now grand. You can see the significant difference. I should be able to tell when you're doing a demi and a grand plie. All right, third position, please. Third position is where your heel meets the middle of your foot, okay? The biggest issue I find with both third and fifth is that our legs don't go straight. It's imperative, it's very important that when you are coming up from your demi or your grand plie, that your knees get straight again, nice and tight. I want to see those kneecaps engaged. Demi plie, please. That's a grand. Demi, good, and grand. Another thing here that makes it tricky is kids oftentimes have a hard time keeping those knees over their toes. You want to make sure when I say knees over toes, when she demi plies, demi, her knee, oh, that's grand. Demi, her knees stay in a demi. Go down, Demi, stay there. Nope, heels down. There you go. Your knee is right over your toe, okay? A lot of knees want to rock forward, and that's not good. You want to keep it back. Okay, go ahead and relax. So right in line. Can you actually turn to the side, please? Face your bar. Yep. Now, don't force your turn out. And go Demi. See how that knee's right over her toe? Demi. That's what you want, okay? Go ahead and face forward again. That's what we're working for. Fourth position. Fourth position is a position that I actually don't introduce until probably midway through the year. This is because this position makes it really hard, pull your hip forward, to keep your hips in line. Let that hip go back again. Oftentimes our hips want to do this. It's just natural. This isn't a natural position for our bodies. We have to keep that hip typically closest to the bar forward. It's going to want to push back. So the hip that's opposite of the front leg, it's going to want to rock backwards. We don't want to let this happen. It throws off our alignment and it makes things look wonky and not as beautiful. Keep it right here. It's like you had a hook here and a hook here, and we strap a rubber band. And if you let your hip rock back, you're gonna snap that rubber band and hit your teacher in the face. Let's not do that. Make sure those hips stay square so that we don't snap our teacher in the face with a rubber band, okay? It's just an analogy. Obviously, we won't do this, but another big thing is people like to go too wide or too small in fourth. Make sure that you have a nice, comfortable fourth for your hips, okay? Again, don't force that turnout, and make sure when you bend, your knees are going over your toes. It's common when you bend, that hip's gonna wanna move. Don't let it do it, guys. Hold on tight. Keep it forward, squeeze your bums. Yes, beautiful, Callie, thank you. Demi-plie again, those heels stay on the ground. Especially that back knee is gonna wanna dip forward when you demi-plie. Don't let it. Make sure it's turned out. Ooh, gorgeous, love it. Grand plie. This is another big one where kids like to sit. We're not sitting down there, okay? You have to hold your body. Do another grand plie and hold at the bottom. And hold. See, she's not resting on her back heel. Her body is being held, okay, by her muscles. No resting back there. Well, you guys, Miss Ashley knows how to talk. And so it seems as though I could only fit pliés into this one. I hope that gives you some good corrections and things to think about as you're doing your ballet classes on your own or via Skype. I hope you're just having a wonderful day and that you enjoy these tutorials. I'll be sure to do more. We'll do Tandi's next since we didn't get to him today. And depending on how long that takes me, quite the talker, then we'll also do dégagés and move through my typical ballet class for 8 to 11-year-olds. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, beautiful day and can't wait to see you back in the studio. Bye, friends.